had to take a very informed stand on matters education is that if you want to destroy a nation, go to education and do the wrong things. Because for past so long, our universities were struggling. And it was not right, because what was happening is that we were sending so many kids to university. We're not providing the resources. They had to begin to cut corners. And ultimately, we were going to have half-baked graduates. And that is the reason why we had to have the difficult conversation on funding in our education, especially our higher education. I can now confidently stand before you today that our higher education, ask any vice chancellor, the new student-centered model has increased resources available for teaching at the university. In 2022, the maximum was 45 billion. If you go to this year's budget, it is 82 billion shillings, from 45 billion to 82 billion shillings this year. Universities can now pay salaries in full. They can pay their tax obligations. They can pay their suppliers. And slowly, we are bringing to the rails our university education. Our TVETs, the numbers in 2022, we had 340 students in TVET. Now we have 720, and I have agreed with the ministry that we want to have 2 million by 2027 in our TVETs. And by the way, it is intentional. And I will tell you why. I'm going to tell you why. Number 5, we have been thinking of an open university of Kenya for many years. Many countries have done it. I tried to do it when I was Minister for Education. I was moved, or was it fired before I could finish it. So, but I had promised that when I get an opportunity, this is one thing I wanted to do. Today, I can confidently tell you, we have the Open University of Kenya at Konza City. We now have 10,000 students in the Open University of Kenya. Students at the Open University of Kenya. In fact, it will be the largest university by end of this. That is what Catholic education. We must provide all pathways for us to open opportunities for citizens to learn. And I'm going to tell you shortly why education is important. If we have to move Kenya to the next level, education is at the center. Number 4. We have to sort out health. You know for a very long time that many people sold their houses, their property, their livestock, their plots, around etc. for matters health. Some decided to stay at home and die because they don't know how they will pay if they go to hospital. Many Kenyans died of illnesses that could be treated, but because there was no mechanism. And that is why we undertook to say, let us have a paradigm shift in the delivery of health in Kenya. And this is not a conversation that started last year. Universal health coverage
was in the NAC manifesto. Professor Anyang' Nyong'o was Minister for Health. He tried, he did not succeed. Universal health coverage was in the Grand Coalition. Charity Ngilu tried, we did not succeed. Universal health coverage was in the Jubilee Manifesto. It was among the big four. Our minister then, Cicely Kariuki, we tried, we did not succeed. Strangely, in the last election, universal health coverage was in the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto, and it was also in the Azimio Manifesto. Unanielewa? So it is something we agree, all of us, that it is something to be done. But nani atafanya ndio kizungumkuti. So that's why this time round, I said, whatever it takes. Niitwe Zakayo, niitwe nani, ni sawa, lakini this thing, we must do it. My friends, you know, I can never have a better meeting than this. This is a meeting of intellectuals. Ndio. And that is why I must take time to explain to you, because you understand what I'm saying. So what did we do? We changed the structure of delivery of health, because why we failed in NAC, why we failed in Grand Coalition, why we did not succeed in Jubilee, is because we didn't have a sound legal foundation. Because universal health is not a roll of the mill, it's not a simple thing. It is probably the biggest project a government can undertake, because it involves every citizen. Health is not a sectional issue. Health is a national issue. So we changed the law. From one law of NHIF, we now have 5 pieces of legislation. We have passed 4. There is one now in the works in Parliament. We changed the funding structure. We've changed the delivery structure. And now I can confidently tell you, for the last 1 year, which we have implemented universal health coverage under SHA. It's been difficult, but you are beginning to see the results. SHA is beginning, there was initially, it's not working. And then it came to, it is working, but. So we are moving. Yeah? We are going to remove the buts. And I want to promise you, we are determined. SHA, universal health coverage, must work. Because the Constitution of Kenya, Section 43, says health is a constitutional right of every citizen. It is not a privilege for those who have money or those who can afford. So, we're implementing universal health coverage. NHIF had 7 million contributors. SHA now we are at 27 million Kenyans registered. It was a preserve for a few. We are now agreed that, number one, we are changing even the financing structure. The old NHIF, the low cadre of people, you know, wale watu wa chini huko, the lowest was 500 shillings. 500 shillings is for the people whose income is between 3,000 and 5,000 a month. Assuming even it is 5,000. If you tell somebody who is earning 5,000 a month to pay 500, what percentage is that? 10%, right? 500 is 10% of 5,000, Ndio. So the poor people, the people at the bottom of the pyramid, we are telling them, pay 10% of your income. And then mimi napata 1.2 million. Hawa wadosi wameketi hapa wanapata 1,100,000, 700,000, 800,000. Sisi ambao ni wadosi hapa, sitaki kusema yenu. Ndio. Sisi tulikuwa tunalipa 1,700. If you do a percentage of 1.2 million, 1,700, it is 0.01%. Sasa, good people, you are intellectuals. The poor are paying 10%. The rich are paying 0.00. Is there any fairness? Is there any logic? Tunaelewana? So what did we decide? We said, let's have equity. Let us be fair. Let us have a standard figure. Let everybody pay 2.75%. Mama mboga na wale wengine wateremuke from 10% wakuje 2.75%. Na sisi tutoke huko 0.0 sijui ngapi tukuje 2.75%. Tunaelewana? Now from 1,700 I used to pay, now I pay 40,000 every month. Mama mboga yake imeteremuka from 500, kuna wenye tutawalipia na kuna wenye watakuja 300. Now the base is 300. We're trying to create an element of fairness. Na hiyo ndio makelele mimi napigiwa kwa hii town. It's because, you know, we're just trying to be fair, good people. Why is anybody against fairness? So what has happened? We are raising more money. We used to raise 2.6 billion. Now we are raising 7 billion shillings every month to deal with health. And now we have put money in the budget. We've said citizens, and I want to tell you, and I'm going to discuss with you your own medical scheme later, because these people are going to ask me. Tunaelewana? Yes, and I'm going to tell you what we are going to do on your medical bill. Because today, access for teachers is 7%. Access for civil servants is 14%. Ni mnanielewa? So there is something wrong with the medical cover. And I know these good people, these representatives of yours, they have already captured it. And I am going to tell you how we are going to solve it. Tunaelewana marafiki zangu? So, I can now confidently tell you that SHA is working. We are going to make it work better. You can now hear testimonies of citizens who are telling you SHA paid for me 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, and all that. Something that we used not to hear before. And it is just 1 year. In fact, tutafikisha 1 year, tutafikisha 1 year October. What we are also going to do, we are going to get rid of crooks. You know, wale Wakora matapeli wanaibia sisi pesa ya wagonjwa. Just imagine, good people, I must tell you this. Just imagine there was a hospital here in Kino, naitwa St. Catherine, hapo. Ati walikuwa wanafanya operations more than Kenyatta Hospital. Pale Kino. So we became interested. It must be a very big hospital, doing all this. Kufika pale Kino, iko kwa kona. Second floor kwa kona. Watu wamejazana hapo ndani. There is no upasuaji going on. Ni kujaza makaratasi tu ya fake claims. Na wanajaza hata bila akili. Yani wana mtu mmoja wana file claim amekuwa amputated. Next week amekuwa amputated. The next week amekuwa amputated. Sasa unakuta mtu mmoja amekatwa miguu 10 times. Unashangaa kwani huyu mtu alikuwa na miguu ngapi? Mnanielewa? You know, open theft. Kulikuwa na mwingine huko Eldoret. Ako na hospitali kubwa hapo. Lakini kwa hiyo hospitali there are more accountants than doctors. Sasa unajiuliza accountants wanafanya nini kwa hospitali? I thought we needed more people, more nurses, clinical officers. Fake claims. That is why when we were closing NHIF, there were debts of 32 billion. 32 billion madeni ya Wakora. So tukawaambia, okay, we are ready to pay these debts. Leteni makaratasi tufanye verification. Waziri akagazette verification committee so that we can pay you your claims. Wakaenda kotini kusimamisha verification. What does that tell you? The claims are fake. Because if you genuinely have a claim, why don't you want it verified? Useme, I tweeted so and so, these are the numbers. Ndio huyo mtu nilitweet, ndio huyo nilifanya, ndio huyo nilifanya. So, what we have done now, admission is on a digital platform. Discharge is on a digital platform. We are now moving to biometrics. An ID is not going to be enough. Fika hospitali, weka kidole, tunajua huyu ni mtu fulani, endelea. Kwa sababu wengine hata wanachukua ID ya mtu amekufa anakuja kufanyia ukora. Tunaelewana jameni? Running Kenya is a difficult job, my friend. Unajua saa zingine watu wako na akili ni very difficult kurun kwa sababu wanapanga akili kitu mzuri na pia wanapangia akili mambo mengine ya kombo. Tunaelewana? So all I want to tell you is that we will deal with fraud, we will deal with fake claims. You saw an incident in Mumias juzi. Simuliona kwa magazeti sijui. Bishop moja amesimama hapo amesema hii watu ni bure kabisa. Hii kuna kitu. Karibu tunafunga hospitali. We cannot pay our workers. Wamelipa sisi only 9 million. Na tumeweka claims juu ya karibu 100 million. Nikaona sasa askofu ako na kola. Nikasema this must be serious. Nikapigia waziri. Niambia waziri, umesikia maneno ya huyu askofu? Amesema Musalia amesema uongo, hakuna tujapatiwa pesa. Nikamwambia mniletee data. Aletewa data. Ndio hii cash transfer, electronic transfer ya pesa, bank ndio hii, nini ndio hii. Nikamwambia waziri, please enda kwa hiyo hospitali Mumias. Tunataka kusaidia askofu. Pengine askofu wako na ukweli. Kufika Mumias, askofu amepatiwa, bwana askofu, ndio hii makaratasi. Siku fulani ulilipwa pesa fulani, mpaka tukaita bank manager wao. Bank manager ana confirm tulipata hii pesa. Ya hiyo hospitali inaitwa sijui St. Mary's. Tulipata 98 million. Ni mnanielewa? Askofu ndio huyo, I'm sorry. I was misled. Really? Ni mnanielewa? Wenye kumwambia askofu hiyo story yote ni watu yake kwa hospitali wameiba from his own hospital. Ni mnanielewa marafiki zangu? So we are going to deal with fraud. Mutasikia makelele.